This is Fisher, but he's not in this snow fortress right now. He's actually asleep in this hotel, where he met this guy who told him he was in danger. But he's not actually in the hotel, he's actually in the van, asleep where they drugged him. But that's not true either. He's actually fast asleep on a plane. But none of that's true. All this is a movie made by this guy. All while this guy's trying to get ideas into this guy's head. The entire time, this guy's actually getting ideas into your head.
What is the most resilient parasite? A bacteria? A virus? An intestinal worm? An idea. Resilient, highly contagious. Once an idea has taken hold of the brain, it's almost impossible to eradicate.
So that's it. That's the movie. That's the one thing and the one thing only Inception exists to say. Ideas are contagious. But that's not a movie. Nobody would watch that. Nobody would pay for that. So what do? You wrap it in a metaphor. Movies are like shared dreams. Places we go to. Fake worlds. Where we see clear as day, imaginary things that we know aren't real.
Because movies, I think, are one of the great ways in which you can open up a world for the audience and really take them someplace, take their minds someplace they might not otherwise go.
You invent a world where that technology exists so you can explore that metaphor. But that's not a movie either. There's no story, there's no conflict. So what do? You wrap it in emotion, character, of the intersection of different humans wanting different things. Now you have a complex movie that says your thing, plus all the things you didn't even know you wanted to say. Because here's the kicker. Christopher Nolan did not set out to make a movie about making movies. When Wired magazine asked, as a filmmaker, are you broadly trying to incept your audience? Nolan had an answer.
Well, I think that there's a fairly strong relationship in a lot of ways between what the team is trying to provide for their subject, Fisher, and what we're trying to do as filmmakers. For me, a key thing is what Cobb says about how positive emotion trumps negative emotion every time. I think that's very true. I also think it's noteworthy how the team must use symbols to construct an emotional narrative for Fisher. This is extremely similar to the way a filmmaker uses symbols to give an idea to an audience. The use of the pinwheel, for example, in Fisher's emotional story. It's a very cinematic device. A lot of people have related that to Citizen Kane. And that is exactly the point. It's Rosebud, a visual symbol that sticks in your head from earlier in the story and then can take on new meaning later on. Inception definitely seems to be a film about itself, the more I talk about it.
So he didn't mean to make a movie about a movie, but he did, because he's a filmmaker. That's what he's always wanted to be.
I started making films when I was a kid, when I was, I think, 7 years old.
It's what he knows, it's what he loves. So when he had to make a world and he populated it with his own subconscious.
Remember, you are the dreamer. You build this world. I am the subject. My mind populates it.
Where Dom is the director, the one with the vision and the plan, guiding the team. Sato is the studio and the executives, providing the resources,
I bought the yellow.
giving advice and injecting notes.
The only way to know you've done the job is if I go with you.
Arthur is the producer, keeps the director on track, keeps him in check.
Okay, make sure you do. We're here to work.
Eames is the actor, the shapeshifter, the person that can morph into any shape the director needs. Fisher, the general audience, who receives the emotion, who's influenced by the symbols, who's the target of the studio. Yusef with his magical compounds stabilizing all the levels of the dream. Just the way Hans Zimmer's score, the music behind Inception, every music, every beat, every silence, planned out to the minute by Inception's composer. There's even a line where Yusuf says,
I customized the sedative to leave inner ear function unimpaired.
and last but not least, Ariadne. Ariadne has the most special relationship with Dom. She's the one that challenges him the most. She's the one that questions him the most. She's the one that makes him question himself and pushes him to be a better person. She's probably the person Christopher Nolan brings up in interviews the most outside the lead. He explains,
And that's really the essence of the character. You've got a character who has to be, she's the newcomer to the team, and so she's the character the audience can identify with as they explore the world. She has to ask all the questions that the audience wants to ask.
and he says,
It was very important to the script of Inception that there'd be a conduit for the audience, that there'd be a character who's new to this world, who's being shown this world and is very eager to soak it up and to explore it the way the audience is. And that's how the character of Ariadne was born.
Ariadne is his way to communicate to you, the audience member, trying to figure out this movie. Ariadne is the you thinking about this movie decades after it came out and still thinking about whether the top spinning at the end means he's asleep or he was always asleep, or it doesn't matter because he's at home with his kids, or some other deeper meaning that you got and left that theater that night. So it almost feels like he missed his own message while making the message. Because if Dom is Nolan and dreams are movies, he tells us.
Now, in a dream, our mind continuously does this. We create and perceive our world simultaneously, and our mind does this so well that we don't even know it's happening.
And this, taken together, means he probably did the same thing for Memento, but probably didn't